guys, this is Gill Gregory.
Correct.
And what's the name of your company?
Just Gill Gregory.
Gill Gregory, and he does our perk test, and you dig septic holes.
Put in septic systems.
Okay.
Your man is going to be digging the hole, and then I do the soil analysis, which tells us how big the septic system is going to be based on that soil analysis.
Okay, but do you install septic systems too?
I do.
Oh, okay. So he installs septics too. This is Fulton County. What counties do you work out of?
Mostly Sharp, Fulton, and Izard.
All right.
But I can go anywhere in the state.
Oh, okay. So you're licensed in the state, I would assume.
Correct.
So you can go anywhere in the state of Arkansas. So if you're in this area, or you're in the northern side of Arkansas, or if you need him to come all the way down there to the border of Louisiana, he'll do it.
That's correct.
So we're going to go back here, and he's going to take a look, and he's going to let us know where we got to dig our holes to do our perk test. And I'll leave
I have to have two measurements, and I've got, if I can go to that fence line more or less to the road, I'm good to go.
Oh, okay.
So the cabin is sitting this way. Until I bring my laser and I can go and get that and get it set up, you can come out anywhere with your plumbing, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So, just for example, looks to me like we're going downhill that way. Couple of choices. The septic tank has to be 10 feet from the house. So let's just say we come out this way and come out 10 feet, tank out. The distribution box has to be 10 feet from the tank. So what I do is I set it all up and say, well, what if I do it this way, then what do I have?
Yeah.
And if that is higher that way, we may want to come out going that way.
Okay.
If the soil is the best, requirements for a one-bedroom house will be 100 linear feet of field lines, and you have to have at least two, so that means two 50-foot field lines. Okay. If the soil's the best, and after your man digs the hole, then I'll know that, because I will get in that hole and analyze the soil.
Okay.
Normally I would drive closer to my job site, and then if I have my backhoe, I pile all this stuff in my backhoe. Here are handy. A laser level turns things into a one-man job, whereas the old optical ones, it took two people. One to look through the scope and one to hold the pole.
Yeah, yeah.
You have quite a bit of undulating ground here, so if I move a couple of inches, it can be several inches difference in elevation.
Yeah.
So we just kind of take the average of what it looks like the original soil was. So when it beats a fast tone like that, that means we're within 1 inch high of center line.
Okay.
Center line is the solid tone.
Okay.
A slower tone is within 1 inch under that center.
Oh, okay.
So it sure looks like our contour is this way. The tank itself is 10 feet long. And the distribution box has to be 10 feet from the tank, but has to be, if you want to keep it at ground level, will have to be about 8 inches above line 1. So I'm going to figure that out right now. Field line, a regulation kicks in that says the outlet of the septic tank must be at or above ground level of line 1. So
Okay.
now we no longer concern ourselves with where the height of the distribution box is. We're only concerned about the height of the septic tank.
Okay.
So in the interest of saving height, we will just put the distribution box 5 feet away from the first line. Now I have set it up based on the assumption that the soil is the best. When the hole is dug and I do the soil analysis, if the soil is anything less than what we call a minimum size system, I will have to make the lines longer or I will have to add another line. But we won't know that till your man gets here and digs my hole. What we're going to do as soon as the man digs a hole, I'm going to get in that hole and do what's called soil morphology. I have been trained to look for what's called redoxamorphic features in the soil. When moisture stays in the soil for a certain length of time, it will actually change the properties of that soil. Iron will form or manganese will form, and based on how far that is from the surface, I look at a chart, and that chart tells me how big the system needs to be.
Oh, okay.
Now, we still use the term Perk Test. That's not what we do now, but because that term has been around forever, like Band-Aid, the Perk Test is where you dig a hole with a post hole digger, fill it to the surface with water for 4 hours, let the water down 6 inches, and then see how long it takes for the water to go down 1 inch. Well, the health department has determined that that's not quite so accurate because in dry weather, the water will suck right into the soil. In wet weather, if the soil is already wet, then it's not going to perk very well. So they have come up with the soil morphology, which uses time because it takes time for those redoxamorphic features to form in the soil. So they figure that's a more accurate way of doing it. And that's what we've been trained to do.
Oh, okay, great.
Layer.
Oh, yeah. These ones, the nose, and then I throw some, because we're not doing the front, I'll get
I'll give you the good news first. The soil perk, you won't have any trouble there.
Thank you so much for all that help. I really appreciate it. And it's Gill Gregory, and we will leave his phone number down below. And he works anywhere in Arkansas, but you're basically based up here in Florida. Northeastern Arkansas. So if you need a perk test, he's a really good guy. Give him a call. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.